What began as a celebration welcoming 2026 at a Swiss alpine ski resort ended in one of Switzerland's worst peacetime disasters. Let's carefully piece together what happened that night at Bar Le Constellation. Now, the scene, where celebration turned to catastrophe. Crans, Montana, a picturesque ski resort nestled in the Swiss Alps, about 45 miles south of Bern and just 25 miles north of the iconic Matterhorn. This upmarket destination typically draws an international crowd, families on ski holidays, young tourists, and locals alike. On New Year's Eve, the town center was alive with festivities, and Bar Le Constellation, with its official capacity of 300, was packed with revelers ready to ring in the new year. The Constellation wasn't just any bar. It featured a unique layout, a ground floor entrance, with a basement level below street level that housed a dance floor and main celebration area. This architectural detail would prove tragically significant. The timeline, how disaster unfolded. Around 1:30 a.m. local time, just 90 minutes into 2026, witnesses report seeing flames suddenly spread across the basement ceiling. Video footage captured by people inside tells a chilling story. Initially, partygoers seem almost unaware of the danger, the kind of moment where your brain struggles to process that something is genuinely wrong. Then reality hits. The flames spread with terrifying speed along the ceiling in what firefighting experts identified as an embrasement in French, or what English-speaking firefighters would call a flashover or backdraft, essentially a rapid, violent ignition of combustible gases. One witness video shows decorative sparkling fountain candles, the kind often brought out with champagne bottles at celebrations. Multiple witnesses reported these sparklers may have ignited the ceiling material, though Swiss authorities stressed it's too early to confirm this definitively. Now, if you want accurate and ready-to-be-told news, you've come to the right place, so make sure you subscribe. Now, here's where the tragedy deepened. A British expat familiar with the venue described the escape route. There's only one set of stairs. They're steep, but reasonably wide, and then two exit doors. One staircase for a basement packed with approximately 100 people celebrating New Year's Eve. The panic must have been immediate and overwhelming. Video shows people desperately rushing toward those stairs, scrambling for the exit doors onto the street. Those who couldn't reach the stairs in time were trapped below with flames spreading rapidly overhead. The emergency response, overwhelming the system. The scale of casualties quickly overwhelmed local resources. 13 helicopters deployed to the scene. 40 ambulances rushed to assist. 150 emergency workers mobilized. More than 100 people injured, many with severe burns. The intensive care unit at Valais Hospital hit full capacity almost immediately. Burn victims were transported across Switzerland, to Geneva, Zurich, Lausanne, and even across the Italian border to Milan's Niguarda Hospital, which put its burns unit on standby. Authorities issued an unusual public appeal. Residents should avoid seeking medical care unless absolutely necessary, as resources were completely overwhelmed. The death toll evolved throughout the day as authorities worked through the horrific scene. Initial reports spoke of several tens of victims. By afternoon, Police Commander Frederick Gisler confirmed at least 10 deaths with 10 more critically injured. But as the investigation progressed and the full scope became clear, Swiss officials announced the devastating final count: approximately 40 people killed. Switzerland's president called it one of the worst tragedies in Swiss history. The identification process would take days, potentially requiring DNA analysis and dental records for victims too severely burned for visual identification. The bar was screened off with white sheeting as forensic teams began the painstaking work of reconstructing exactly what happened. The international dimension. Crans, Montana's popularity as an international destination meant victims came from multiple countries. Police spokesman Gan Layton confirmed to Sky News that foreign nationals were almost certainly among the dead and injured given the crowd composition. The UK Foreign Office announced readiness to assist British nationals caught up in the disaster. Families across Europe and beyond faced an agonizing wait for news about loved ones who'd gone to the Alps to celebrate New Year's Eve. The investigation. Searching for answers. What Swiss authorities have ruled out. This was not a terrorist incident. Every other avenue remains under investigation. What witnesses reported, those celebratory sparklers igniting ceiling materials, but officials emphasized it's premature to confirm this as the cause. The forensic work inside the damaged structure will take time. One haunting detail, the municipality had actually banned outdoor New Year's Eve fireworks due to drought conditions. A month without significant rainfall had created fire risks. Inside the bar, however, sparklers were apparently still in use. The bitter context. There's a painful irony here. The region had taken precautions against fire risk outdoors due to dry conditions. Meanwhile, in a crowded basement with limited exits, potential ignition sources and flammable materials created a deadly combination no one anticipated. This tragedy raises fundamental questions about venue safety, capacity management, exit requirements, and the use of open flames in the enclosed entertainment spaces, questions that will surely shape regulations going forward. A community in shock walking through Crans, Montana in the days after, reporters described a family resort where children normally play in the snow, now gripped by collective trauma. The white sheeting around La Constellation stood as a stark memorial to celebration turned to nightmare. As Matthias Renard, head of the regional government, put it, this evening should have been a moment of celebration and coming together, but it turned into a nightmare. Final count, 40 dead, 100 injured, many critically, in what should have been the first joyful moments of 2026. The investigation continues, but the human cost is already devastatingly clear. This wasn't war, terrorism, or natural disaster. It was a night out that went catastrophically wrong, leaving families shattered and a nation mourning. This was a Keizo report. Subscribe for more.